But right now, I have lined up for you an encore presentation of an MTV Rockumentary. From David Lee to Sammy, from the music to the controversy, here's all you need to know about Van Halen.
We don't trust our own managers. We don't trust our accountants. We don't trust our lawyers. We don't trust MTV. We just trust our fans and ourselves.
If they'd only say what's on their mind, right? Well, sit back as Van Halen tell their story their way. It's all here, the music, the controversy, and the comedy. And they're all here, too. Eddie, Alex, Michael, Dave, and Sammy.
I'm one of those people that you either love or hate, you know. I'm not in the gray area too much. And it's so funny, some reviewers really go after me. And I think some people, probably some fans do too, you know, which is, that's okay, because they don't have to come to the show. But the reviewer that comes to review the show, there's still some people that don't like the fact that I've replaced someone in this band, that it's a new band, and they don't like to accept it. They haven't accepted the fact that the music's changed a little bit. The new person in this band has made things a little bit different, and there's some people that will not accept it.
I don't even think about it. I don't think about the past at all. I mean, this is what we're doing now, and I mean, the past had its good moments too, but this is like good moment every moment.
Well, let's look at some of those good moments from the past from the beginning, because in the beginning, Eddie and Alex were Dutch. Eddie was 6 and Alex was 8 when the Van Halens moved from their native Amsterdam to Pasadena, California. They grew up, put a band together, and with the release of their first album in 1978, began a string of multi-platinum albums. They toured the world, made outrageous videos, and in 1984 scored their first #1 single with Jump. And then suddenly, at the peak of the original lineup success, David Lee Roth split.
When Dave quit the band, Alex, Mike, and I were just pretty devastated, really. We were just sitting there going, now what, you know? I mean, here we've worked with a guy for 11 years, so to speak, and he just kind of like took off. So I said a few things about him in the beginning that I might not have, I shouldn't have said, but I was bummed out, so I was pissed.
At that point, Ed and I really didn't know what the hell we wanted to do. People were calling Ed, Brian May, Pete Townsend, Phil Collins, a number of people, and we were not quite sure whether we wanted to do a all-star record, just different people on a different song, or whether to just remain Van Halen. Well, we flipped the coin, and we both won. We wanted to keep Van Halen, and that's the way it went. And then Sammy walked in, and that was it.
When there's too much traffic, I can't pass, no.
I was driving down through the desert, going on vacation in my car, in the I Can't Drive 55 Boxer, okay? And I was hauling butt, doing about 120, and actually I was cruising. And CHP comes up, pulls me over. I said, oh man, I'm going to jail now. He said, you Sammy Hagar? I said, yeah. And I said, hey, you didn't see the video, did you? And he goes, yes, I did. But you want to hang on a second? So he goes back to the car and says, takes me back to the car, and he says, we have an APB for you. And he gets on the radio and calls in, and I hear these 3 guys in the background laughing and saying, hey, man, Hagar, what's happening? What are you doing? I said, well, I'm going on vacation. Who's this? He says, Eddie, Michael, and Alex. I said, yeah, what do you guys want? He said, we want you to join the band. I said, all right. Drove down, checked it out. That's my story.
The funny thing is, Sammy told me just recently that he told his wife that when he heard that Dave left the band, he said, I bet you these guys are going to call me.
The very first time we met, he actually came down to 5150, the studio, and he and his manager met with Alex and I. This was before the first time we jammed together, and he basically came down to see what condition we were in. I want to see if these guys were healthy enough, man. I heard horror stories, you know, from some of my friends in the business, you know, that ran into these guys like at 4 o'clock in the morning somewhere saying, whoa, man, them guys, I don't know how they make it on stage.
Everybody out!
really blame Sammy for wanting to check these guys out, their musicianship was exceeded only by their reputation. Here was a band that would contractually demand a bowl of M&Ms for their dressing room and then demand that the brown ones be removed. But they were a band with a plan, centered heavily on Eddie's astounding guitar playing and David's mouth. They started out as an extremely loud, full-tilt bar band and quickly worked their way up from kings of the Southern California club circuit to worldwide prominence. But Hagar had a burgeoning solo career going too. He too was touring the world and selling millions of records on his own. And he had already done the band thing as the singer in Montrose. So, what would you do?
Yeah, it was driving me crazy. I had my band on hold. You know, I had guys that I loved that I'd been playing with for 9 years. And, you know, they were sitting there on hold, you know, and also pressuring me like, man, you're crazy. What are you, you know, why? You know, it's like, we've got everything we want. You know, the album's platinum. You know, we just did a huge, successful tour, and, you know, everything's really happening. I was saying, yeah, well, it's good enough reason to change to me.
When Sammy came down the first night, I remember it was a rainy Monday night or something like that, and after 20 minutes, I had like Summer Nights and Good Enough worked up. Those were songs that we were going to do with the previous person, except, you know, he never came up to work on them. But after 20 minutes, man, first time we played was Summer Nights, and just right off the bat, Sammy just came up with a melody, lyrics, everything. I mean, I was going, where's this guy from, you know?
I took the tape home that night, I listened to it, and I went, whoa, there's really something special here. And Eddie calls me about 3 in the morning going, hey, man, what do you think? I says, yeah, Cap.
And so the band, affectionately renamed Van Hagar, has already produced 2 straight #1 albums, headlined the Monsters of Rock tour in the summer of '88, and continues to tour the world on its own. Apparently this Sammy Hagar thing has worked out pretty well.
Next.
Let me do my elephant for you, okay? Ah, man. Okay, wait. Here's my horse, all right? Whoa, triggered. I thought you was nailed. Basically, what we do before we go on in the tune-up room, we all 4 just get together and just total geek out, you know, just to mentally prepare ourselves for what we're walking into.
We just crank up some song that everybody likes, and everybody starts reacting, and pretty soon everybody's dancing and, you know, air guitaring and kicking around and stretching and rocking and throwing stuff, and next thing you know, somebody says, let's go! And we go, yeah!
I was scared to death because at rehearsal, and we never rehearsed a show of any kind. I mean, I always did that on my own, but I was a solo artist. But when you got 4 guys that are just going to go crazy up there, and I'm going, man, I hope we don't bump into each other and stuff. Hope these guys know that when they hit the stage, I'm going to go crazy, you know?
Oh, San Diego!
Van Halen's show is always a lot of improvisation, especially with Sammy. I never know where he's going to be, what he's going to do. He runs up in the truss 50 feet in the air, and I can't even see him. So I have to basically guess what it is that he's doing.
A lot of times I'm on stage and I'm going, where the hell's Sammy going? He's goddamn upstairs on the roof.
of Sammy, besides him being a great guy, is I can write anything and ask him to sing anything because of his vocal range. You know, I mean, like in Dreams, or the screams in the end of 5150, the song. I asked him to hit a note, and he went past it, you know, and I just went, whoa, you know.
No, it's strong. I got a strange voice. I don't know what makes it click, and I got no secrets, you know. I don't sit there and, you know, drink this weird stuff. Well, I drink some weird stuff, but most guys say it's not good for your voice.
I think the idea used to be, you know, to play rock and roll, you had to be maybe 18 years old, drunk every night, you know, totally out of your mind.
Yeah, I think that's why I got into it.
When Mike gets a little high, he gets outside. Him and Al relate better than anyone, actually. When he when he gets a little toasted, he gets more like Al, pretty much wild and crazy, and have to do anything, you know, starts busting stuff up and all that. But that's probably the release that he lets go. That's why on stage also, Michael probably gets it on so much and goes so berserk, because his everyday life, he's like real controlled, you know? So I think he cuts loose on stage a little bit. And behind the bottle, he cuts loose pretty good, too.
When I play solo, I'm almost cut off from the people. I can't hear anybody cheering or yelling or whatever. Actually, I'm going through a lot of excruciating pain when I'm rolling around on stage and stuff like that. But I like that. See, that's why I'm in this business, to hurt people and hurt myself.
Alex is the craziest person I've ever met in this business, and I'm not burning on him, and I'm not trying to make him, you know, out something he isn't. True life, the man is mad. He is nuts. That guy makes Keith Moon, you know, seem like a tame human being.
I approached the drums not as an instrument per se, but more an attitude of viciously attacking something. If I didn't play drums, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Well, you know, when you make a living beating things with a stick, what do you expect?
For me, the drums are just a logical extension of myself. If I want to hit a certain, or I hear a certain pitch in my mind and a certain sound, then I want to be able to make it. Sometimes it rotates, but it rotates in the wrong direction. I caught myself the other day, and I was looking back, and I was going, hey, where's the bass? Oh, there they are. It gets fixed.
And like other things, sometimes...
You know what's scary, though? You know what's scary? What's scary is that these guys didn't even notice it.
No, I was looking back. All I saw was hair, and I'm going, man, his hair grew quick. It was the back of his head I was looking at.
Does it make you nervous to be called like a guitar hero at all? And people are putting you on the cover of Guitar Player magazine. Here he is, God. I mean, do you feel a little odd about that sort of thing?
It's nice, but sometimes it's like, come on, you know, I'm just a punk kid who plays guitar. Oh, yeah, sometimes I freak myself out, you know. You go, whoa, that was kind of magical, you know. But those, you know, those kind of things you can't always count on, you know. Yeah. It's just inspirational, you know, spur-of-the-moment thing. And, wow, how did I do that? And I'll try to do it again, and I can't, you know.
It's actually kind of funny. I originally played guitar, and Ed played drums. And it was so obvious, so painfully obvious, as a matter of fact, that I couldn't cut it on guitar because we'd swap the instruments once in a while. And it just Ed could pick up things that were just amazing.
I play a little different than most people, kind of unique or whatever. Doing the finger stuff on the fingerboard, you know, or whatever. Nobody really did it until I did. Now everyone does it.
Sammy had a good line about it. He said, it's kind of like somebody stealing your car and then coming back next week, pulling up to your house and go, hey, check out my new car.
I think Edward's an alien, if you want to know the truth. Edward's an alien. He's not from this planet. He's just some guy cruising around his body, you know, with a smile on his face. He'll be all right.
Ouch! You guys gotta be crazy! 45 songs in one set?
I mean, I got this idea. Why don't we get somebody else to do it?
Yeah, while we're at it, why don't we get a couple of guitarists, too?
Yeah. Might as well get a couple more bass players, too.
Well, let's get a violin player!
Why don't we?
You, with the instrument of your choice. Who cares if you can actually play the damn thing? On stage with Van Halen on a stop of the Monsters of Rock tour.
Scorpions. Dokken.
Metallica!
Kingdom Come.
And you with Van Halen!
When I see that ad, I just want everybody to know I don't wear glasses, okay? Those glasses that I put on have Milton Berle's eyes in them. They're holograms. And a buddy of mine calls me up, a guy that knows me well, and he says, wow, I didn't know you wore glasses. I'm going, oh, no, people, please. That's not the way my eyes are. See, my eyes are... So anyway, I said, every time I watch that commercial, I die laughing. That was funny. That was funny. That was a good commercial. So I hope that it's funny when the person comes out on stage. As much fun as making that commercial.
Oh, the contest winner. Yeah, Mike, go ahead. Tell me.
Oh, she's a great dancer. She would have made a great go-go dancer back with Gidget and the rest of them. I mean, she...
Maybe you can intercut. Here was Lisa on stage. Actually, if you intercut from me right there, back to her, back and forth, you'll see the exact same moves. I studied them. Yeah, girl, you really got me. Now go, you got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
We're adults that never grew up.
We're mature male adults.
No, we're like, I like to use the term, personally, I'll say for myself. We're grown-up kids. I'm a grown man, you know, that my brain never developed past like maybe 15. But, well, Betsy told me something else, didn't he? Is that right? Oh. Yeah, it stays like this all the time.
Well, I'll tell you something, that's a nice finger.
It's not hard to get a straight answer out of these guys. It's impossible. Take our word for it, we've sat through about 500,000 interviews with them.
I told him yesterday, Mike, I got a copy of it. I told him that, I said, Mike is the richest guy in the band.
Yeah, well, you own stock in Disneyland.
That's right. I said, no, he brings food home from the gig. He never orders room service because it's much too expensive.
You ought to see my toilet paper roll collection from these hotels.
Toilet paper, Kleenexes, everything.
Towels.
Hey, he's not lying.
I got friends that come over to my house and they call me Mr. Hilton. And, you know, my monogram towels in my house.
Hey, whenever I need a bar of soap, I go to Mike.
Hey, whoa!
And wait a minute. And he sells.
You have to pay for it. No, I don't drink.
Van Halen in the past has always toured 10, 11 months a year, so I don't think 2 months is really going to satisfy our need.
I quit.
Oh, Sammy, by the way, you want to tell you that?
That's all?
Some people look at me and say, man, that guy's too plain. He got nothing to offer, you know. Some people look at me and say, hey, man, that guy looks like a handsome athlete kind of guy that I am, you know.
Who's that?
And my old lady thinks I'm the cutest one, in case you're interested what the girls think of this band. My old lady thinks I'm the cutest one, so there you go. I must be the cutest one. Right?
Well, maybe in the privacy of your own room.
Yeah.
When there's no one to compare
to,
the competition, you know, between him and himself, he won.
Are your wives out on the road with you?
Now and then.
Yeah.
They tend to surprise us. They never tell you when they're coming, see. It is like that, oh, honey, I'll be there tomorrow night at 7. It's like, oh, I don't think I'm coming. Oh, you mean today? No. They're smart, man. Women are smart, man. They're much smarter than men. They've proven that years ago. Yeah, come on.
Pound on that answer.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
I don't think I have to.
Do you have any unusual habits that we should know about that maybe you don't want us to know about, or
Lot you
the other
don't wanna
guys
know
would tell
about.
us about?
Hey, you guys shut up. Hey.
When you get to me, ask me, I'll tell you.
Who do you think is the most irritating person on TV?
Eddie Van Halen.
Right now.
He never says anything. He pisses me off. Hey. No, just one of them. No, not both of them, just one of them. They say that leg is ugly, but you best get some sun. You best get some sun on them suckers, man. I thought it was a string hanging from your shorts.
Actually, the last record I ever bought was back in 1980 by a band called Brand X, which is a progressive band, you know. I really don't listen to much at all, so.
Really?
Yes, really. Ask them. I said, Ed, hey, you know that song? No. I said, well, you just ripped it off. No.
Like you said, tonight, everybody's on their own.
Yeah, these guys are on the stage.
When I come along. You said it first.
Sometimes it just ain't enough.
You know, I mean, we are in this for life. You know, we're kind of married. And we're just going to continue on, you know, making the best possible music we can. And hopefully the fans will like everything we do. Just blaze on.
I can't see any reason for this band to burn out because we don't do anything that would burn us out. Except part 2.